Greetings, Earthlings. Sean Schemmel here, the voice of Goku, ready to take you on a journey through the life of my favorite Saiyan, well, half Saiyan, Son Gohan.
We all know Gohan. He's Goku's son. He's got incredible hidden potential. From a young age, he showed flashes of unimaginable power.
Remember when he first unleashed his rage against Raditz? That was just a taste of what Gohan could truly do. Over the years, he trained. He fought alongside the Z Warriors, becoming a beacon of hope in a universe teeming with threats. But this is bigger than any enemy he's ever faced. This is a crisis that spans across the multiverse. And Gohan, our Gohan, is caught right in the middle of it. Imagine a force so powerful, so utterly destructive, that it threatens to consume all of reality as we know it. That force, my friends, is the Anti-Monitor. He devours entire universes. He leaves nothing but emptiness in his wake. He is the ultimate evil.
To combat this unimaginable threat, a being known as the Monitor searches for champions. He searches for Paragons, each representing a core aspect of existence. These Paragons are the multiverse's last hope. They are the line in the sand against total annihilation.
Gohan, the boy who became a warrior, the scholar who never lost his compassion, is chosen. He is chosen to be one of the Paragons. The fate of countless worlds, countless lives, rests upon his shoulders. But the path to becoming a true hero is never easy, is it?
Fate, it seems, has other plans. A twist of events, a cruel hand dealt by a familiar foe, throws everything into disarray. The question is, will Gohan rise to the challenge? Stick around to find out!
Gohan's journey began like no other. Whisked away from his mother's loving embrace, he was thrust into the harsh wilderness. His teacher, none other than Piccolo, the Namekian warrior who was once Goku's greatest enemy. Imagine that.
Piccolo, a stern and solitary figure, pushed Gohan to his limits and beyond. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months under the unforgiving desert sun. Gohan learned to fight. He learned to harness the incredible power that coursed within him, the legacy of his Saiyan heritage. But more importantly, he learned about courage, discipline, and the importance of protecting innocent life.
He wasn't just training to be strong, he was training to survive. He was training to face a threat unlike anything the Earth had ever seen. Two terrifying androids designed for destruction. The arrival of androids 17 and 18 was like nothing we'd seen before. These weren't the mindless behemoths Dr. Yero, their creator, had unleashed in the past. These androids were sleek, powerful, and they enjoyed causing chaos. They weren't just strong, they were relentless.
I was still just a boy, but I found myself on the front lines of a desperate battle for survival. I fought alongside Piccolo, Vegeta, and Trunks, a warrior from the future who knew all too well the horrors these androids could inflict.
But the androids were just toying with us. They seemed unstoppable.
It was during these dark times that Gohan's potential truly began to emerge. He dug deep, pushing past his limits, fueled by the need to protect his loved ones and the planet he called home. Through grueling training sessions inside the hyperbolic time chamber, a place where time itself seemed to bend, Gohan grew stronger. He embraced his Saiyan side, achieving the legendary Super Saiyan transformation. His golden hair, his piercing eyes. It was a sight to behold. He was becoming the warrior he was destined to be.
But even with my newfound power, I still had much to learn. I needed a true test, a challenge that would force me to confront not only my physical limits, but also the depths of my own heart.
And that challenge, my friends, would come in the form of a being unlike any other cell, a bioengineered monstrosity with a thirst for destruction and an insatiable hunger for Gohan's power. The fate of the world, the fate of everything, was about to hinge on the outcome of their epic confrontation. Cell, a creature born from the DNA of the universe's strongest warriors, had reached his perfect form. He was a nightmare given life, a being of immense power and chilling arrogance. He challenged Earth's protectors to a tournament, a twisted game of survival he called the Cell Games.
Come, Earth's protectors, face me in the Cell Games if you dare.
Gohan, despite his youth, was our last hope. Goku, recognizing his son's hidden potential, had faith in Gohan's ability to surpass even his own strength.
Could I tap into that power when it mattered most? Could I overcome my gentle nature and embrace the warrior within?
The Cell games began. One by one, Earth's heroes stepped up to face Cell. Piccolo with his cunning strategy. Vegeta, fueled by his Saiyan pride. Trunks bearing the weight of a future lost, but Cell was toying with them, savoring every moment of their despair.
We need a true challenge, a fight that would push him to his limits.
And he knew deep down that Gohan was the key. The tension was palpable. The fate of the world hung in the balance as Cell continued to dominate the battlefield. Then, in a shocking turn of events, Goku made an unexpected decision.
He surrendered.
He knew that he couldn't defeat Cell. He knew that Gohan, and only Gohan, had the power to stop this monster. But Gohan hesitated.
I didn't want to fight. I never wanted to be a warrior. I wanted to study. I wanted to live a peaceful life.
But Cell, cunning as ever, saw Gohan's hesitation and decided to exploit it. He unleashed his Cell Juniors, miniature versions of himself with terrifying power, to attack Gohan's friends and family. He knew that the only way to break Gohan's spirit was to make him watch as his loved ones suffered. Cell's plan worked. Watching his friends and family being brutalized, Gohan's rage exploded. He had always held back, afraid of his own power, but now, fueled by grief and fury, he let go.
The ground trembled. The very air crackled with energy.
Gohan, with tears streaming down his face, unleashed a power the likes of which the universe had never seen. This wasn't just Super Saiyan. This was something more, something beyond. This was Super Saiyan 2. His power was unimaginable. His speed was blinding.
Cell for the first time felt fear.
He unleashed his full power, but it wasn't enough. Gohan was on a different level, a level of power that defied logic and reason. The battle was joined, a clash of titans that shook the very foundations of the earth. The fate of the world, the fate of countless lives, rested on the outcome of this epic confrontation. With Cell vanquished, a wave of relief washed over the earth. The threat that had loomed so large, that had pushed our heroes to the brink, was finally gone. Life could return to normal, or as normal as it could be in a world where giant flying turtles and talking dinosaurs were considered ordinary.
I could finally pursue my dream of a peaceful life. I traded in my training jive for school books, my intense sparring sessions for quiet afternoons in the library. I embraced my human side, excelling in my studies and finding joy in the simple things.
But deep down, beneath the surface of the scholar and the pacifist, the warrior still slumbered. The memories of those battles, the weight of responsibility he had carried, those scars never truly faded. It was during his time at high school that Gohan met Videl, the daughter of the wealthy and eccentric Mr. Satan.
I was drawn to Gohan's quiet strength and kind heart. He had this unassuming demeanor, but I could sense the hidden power within him.
Their relationship blossomed, a testament to the fact that even in a world of chaos and destruction, love could still find a way.
I encouraged Gohan to embrace all aspects of himself: the scholar, the warrior, the loving son and friend.
He even agreed to train her, sharing his knowledge of ki control and martial arts, helping her to unlock her own hidden potential. It was a time of peace and growth, a brief respite from the constant threat of universal annihilation. But the universe, it seems, has a way of reminding us that peace is a fragile thing. A new challenge arose, a tournament of epic proportions that would pit universe against universe in a battle for survival.
The Tournament of Power, as it was called, was a contest designed by the two Xenos, the childlike but terrifyingly powerful rulers of the multiverse.
Gohan, hesitant at first, knew he couldn't stand idly by while the fate of his universe hung in the balance. He had to fight. He had to protect his loved ones, his planet, his very existence.
I joined Goku and the others, assembling a team of Earth's mightiest warriors to compete in this grand cosmic battle royale.
The stakes had never been higher. The opponents were more formidable than ever, and Gohan once again found himself on the front lines, his power tested against the fiercest warriors from across the multiverse.
The Tournament of Power was a crucible, pushing me to my limits and beyond. I faced off against opponents who could shatter planets with a single blow, warriors who had honed their skills over countless millennia.
He fought with everything he had, fueled by his love for his family, his friends, and his unwavering belief in the goodness that still existed in the universe. The Tournament of Power was over. Universe 7 had emerged victorious, defying the odds and securing their continued existence.
Battered but unbroken, I returned home with a newfound sense of peace. I had confronted my limits, faced down gods and monsters, and emerged stronger than ever before.
He could finally focus on his family, on being the husband and father he had always strived to be. Videl, their daughter Pan, they were his world.
The memories of those battles, the echoes of shattered dimensions and cosmic threats began to fade into the background of my life.
But the past, like a shadow, has a way of catching up to us. The universe, it seemed, wasn't done testing Gohan.
A familiar chill, a sense of dread I thought I had left behind began to creep back into my life.
Whispers of a new threat, a force of unimaginable power, began to circulate among the galactic powers, and Gohan, attuned to the rhythms of the universe in ways he couldn't quite explain, couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. The news came like a thunderclap. Frieza, the galactic tyrant Gohan had once defeated at the cost of his father's life, was back. Resurrected by the machinations of his loyal followers, Frieza had returned more powerful and more ruthless than ever before.
Planets were ravaged, entire civilizations were extinguished as Frieza unleashed his fury upon the galaxy. The Earth, Gohan's home, was once again in his crosshairs.
He had hoped to leave those days of fighting behind, to build a life of peace for himself and his family, but some evils were simply too great to ignore. He couldn't stand idly by while Frieza wreaked havoc upon the universe. Not again.
Gohan felt a familiar surge of anger, of righteous fury course through him. He had to protect his loved ones, his planet. Even if it meant confronting the ghosts of his past, he had to face Frieza. As Gohan prepared for the inevitable confrontation, a strange energy began to coalesce around him. A brilliant light, a swirling vortex of cosmic power materialized out of thin air. At the heart of the light, Gohan saw it, a glowing orb, pulsating with an energy that seemed to hum with ancient power.
Son Gohan, you have been chosen. The fate of the multiverse hangs in the balance. You are the paragon of truth. You are needed.
Gohan, taken aback by this sudden and overwhelming display of cosmic power, felt a surge of conflicting emotions. On one hand, he was needed, called upon to be a champion for the very fabric of reality. On the other hand, he had a family. A life he had fought so hard to build. Could he leave them behind, knowing the risks involved in confronting a threat of this magnitude?
Before he could fully process this momentous revelation, before he could even give voice to his questions, a chilling laugh echoed across the landscape. Frieza had arrived.
So, the great son Gohan, chosen to be some kind of cosmic savior. How predictable.
Gohan, his gaze fixed on Frieza, felt a surge of anger mixed with a growing sense of dread.
Before Gohan could react, Frieza unleashed a devastating energy blast, a blinding white-hot torrent of pure destructive power. Gohan, caught off guard, barely had time to raise his arms in defense. The blast slammed into him with the force of a collapsing star, throwing him backwards through the air.
As Gohan struggled to rise from the rubble, he saw Frieza striding towards him, his expression a mask of cold fury.
You were a fool to think you could stand against me, Gohan, you and your pathetic dreams of heroism. The universe doesn't need a paragon of truth. It needs a ruler, and that ruler is me.
The orb pulsed with blinding light, bathing Frieza in its ethereal glow. Gohan, shielding his eyes, watched as golden energy spread across Frieza's body, transforming him into something different.
When the light subsided, Frieza stood before Gohan, his eyes burning with a cold, calculating light.
Gone was the cruel smirk. In its place, pure, unadulterated power. Frieza flexed his fingers, testing his newfound power.
Interesting. It seems the universe had other plans.
And with that, Frieza vanished in a flash of golden light, leaving Gohan behind in the ruins. What would become of the multiverse now that Frieza had become its unlikely champion?